Hey, this is Bo with Bo Knows Stuff, and I'm ADD. I've probably said that in other videos, but since I'm ADD, I never remember. So you'll probably hear me repeat that a lot of these videos. Now, there's some actual good advantages as a business owner to being ADD. In fact, I've thought about surveying the high-level agencies and seeing how many of the business owners identify as ADD. So it has its benefits, but it has its disadvantages too. And one of the disadvantages is remembering to follow up. And that is a horrible thing when you are the primary salesperson as well in your business. So I need to find a way to follow up, and actually not even just in sales and with clients and everything. I say, hey, yeah, let me follow up with you on Thursday, and then I forget. So what I want to do is create a way in high level to make following up easy. Now, I know there's tasks. The problem is I've used high level for 3 years and I don't go into tasks. Why? Well, let's go over to here. And by the way, I'm in my test account. And if you don't have a test account in high level, create yourself a test account. It's the only way to go. You play around with workflows, with funnels, with surveys, with triggers, with anything you want. Uh, if it doesn't work, no problem. It's just your test account. If you do that in your primary account, you end up with a mess of bad workflows, and it's just becomes a jumbled mess. Uh, for people like me, that is horrible because I have to keep things as organized as possible so I can function. But if you do it in your test account, once you get it working, especially now that they've announced the ability to move workflows from one sub account to another, you can just copy it over to your primary account and you're off to the races. So I'm in my test account. Let's go back and so dashboard. I don't check the dashboard very often, and when I do, it's really just to check opportunities and things like that. I don't think about tasks. So I know it's there, but I don't think about it. So if I put tasks here, my bigger problem is uh, since I forgot to check 1 or 2 days, it starts piling up, and I end up with 20 tasks, and being overwhelmed is another side effect of ADD. So I look at that. I can't wrap my head around where to start, so I just ignore them. So that's a non-starter for me. What I want to do is create a couple of smart lists where it just says follow up today, and I'm thinking one other that says, hey, dummy, you didn't follow up yesterday, so definitely follow up today. Okay, that's a little bit long for a smart list name, but something to that effect. So how to do that? Well, I think what I'm going to do is go to, let's start with creating a tag. Let's name that tag. Add new tag. We'll just name that follow up. Oh, not R. Follow up. So I got my follow up tag. I could do that in opportunity as well. There's a few different ways to do it, but I think tag is probably going to work better for me right now. We'll see. Uh, Again, this is just testing, so if it doesn't work out, I'll try a different way, and when I find the one that works best, I'll move that over to my primary workflow. Okay, so let's go here, and let's go tag, and tag is follow up, apply. So it doesn't show anything, but I'm still going to create I'm going to call this follow up today. Today. Save. Okay, so now I have my follow up today smart list when I get it going. So now let's go into automation and let's create a new automation, start from scratch. When I was a kid, there was an old saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat. It's probably not proper to say that anymore, but the thought applies here in that this is one way to do it. There's probably 100 others. In fact, I know there'd be 100 others. If you find a better way, please comment below and tell me how you're doing it, because this is something I'm doing for me, and I'm just videotaping it as I'm creating it. So if you see something better, please comment below and let me know. While I'm at it, I'm supposed to say follow, like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. So, all right, so let's call this follow up workflow. And let's add our trigger, and our trigger is going to be a task reminder. And what I'm going to try to do is see if I can go before number of days, but I want the number of days to be 0. So I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. And we'll say add tag. The tag obviously will be our follow-up tag. And for now, we're just going to keep it that simple so we can test. So let's publish it, save it. And I am the only one in my test workflow, so it's going to be easy to choose who I'm testing with. So let's run test. Oh, wait, that's not going to do it. That's not what I want to do. Dang it. So let's go back. Contacts. Interesting. That didn't trigger anyway. Well, let's go in here and let's add a task. Add, and this is a test tag, a task. That just turned off. So hopefully this, well, it says it's making noise. So let's see. Let's see here. Don't follow up because I'm not in that one. So let's assign to nobody. And let's put the date. Due date is now. Save. Now in theory, if I go to automation, oh, except for I didn't set. See, these are the things that you always forget about as you're doing this. Let's go to my follow-up workflow, settings, and allow reentry. So let's look at our execution log. Contact tag added, finished, enrollment, Bore, just the once. So let's go back to contacts and let's remove that tag and try this again, shall we? Ignore. Take that out. Let's go. Automation. No. Back to contacts. Oh, this is fun. Tasks. Let's delete that task. Let's add it again. Test 2, test 2, due date now, save, back to our automation, follow up, still just shows the 1. So, execution logs. It is not showing me added, so obviously how I built this is not working. Task reminder, number of days. So I'm going to change this to number of days 1, save, and let's go back and contacts, and let's set a task for tomorrow. Since we have number of days is 1 day before, task, and add a task, test 3, test 3, November 1st, okay, that's 1 day before, so let's save that. And let's go automation, and still just the 1. Okay, so obviously this is not working, which I'm going to still leave this here, and I'm going to post this in YouTube because not everything you try works. This is why you do it in a test account. So I got to go back to the drawing board and think of why this isn't working. Maybe you have to research that trigger. I've never used that trigger before because I don't use tasks. So I had actually created a couple of custom fields that I was going to use. So I may have to go back and do that. But I will post my resolution when I figure it out to YouTube so you can see how I ended up doing it. But the key here is, like Thomas Edison said once, and No, I'm not Thomas Edison. First, I don't steal people's ideas, but anyway, he says, yeah, I believe the quote was something like, "I did not fail at making the light bulb 1,000 times. I simply found 1,000 times, 1,000 ways that it didn't work. So I found a way that didn't work. So now I can go back and figure out a way that does." Keep experimenting. Keep playing around. It's not going to hurt anything, especially when you're in a test account. Figure things out. It's fun. That's part of the fun of high level, is figuring out what you can do so you can ultimately help your clients. This is to help me, but maybe a client will want it as well. So figure this out, play around with it, and like, follow, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff, and we'll catch you next time. Take care. Thanks.